his connection. He's actually doing a talk at some other function. But tomorrow he'll be back in his studio, so he'll be able to take it out. So we're very, very excited to bring Les up, Marcy, because he's got a really, really powerful message for everyone.
He does, absolutely. We are incredibly excited and blessed. Les Brown is the #1 motivational speaker on the planet. He has touched the hearts and minds and lives of millions of people around the world, and he continues to strive to have everyone begin to see the greatness within themselves. So I would like to welcome Les Brown.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you friends of mine who have skills and abilities and knowledge that's very useful today. This is a very disruptive time when you think about it. You look at the upheaval that's going on now in Nigeria. I've spent time in Nigeria. When you look at what's going on in the United States and other governments around the world, politicians at each other's throats, the chaos that's going on, the disruptions, it has a trickle down effect. And the value of what real success is bringing now more than ever is helping people to develop the mindset to handle the disruptions that are taking place, give you the tools that allows you to govern your thinking and not allow your mind to be polluted and pulled off point in terms of what you should be focused on, and to encourage and inspire you to elevate your skill set so you can navigate this new place where we are right now. But also, which is very important, is that this is a community of greatness. A Harvard University study indicated, and we talked about this, 85 years they wanted to find out what was it that contributed to people having a long life. What was exceptional for people who became the individuals that were able to live a long time. And some people thought it was their diet, and some people thought it was exercise. But what kept coming up was people who had positive connections. And so I'm encouraging you to encourage your family members and your friends and your coworkers to become a part of the experience, the real success experience. What do you mean by that? That this is a time that we don't want to just be in an audience and people just doing sales pitches and see you as a transaction. Our mission and goal, and Brian Wash, the CEO, and the whole staff, is to provide value for you that can make an impact that allows you to navigate this new space. So some of my friends will be dealing with the mindset just as I am, and some will be doing the things that will allow you to leverage technology, because it's mindset, it's skill set, and it's about community of relationships, people that's going in the direction of where you are going. And so let me share with you some of the things that's very important dealing with your mindset. You got to monitor yourself. I had to monitor my behavior. I had to pull away from my telephone because it wasn't serving me. And before I knew it, I would be looking at it and looking at foolishness for at least 2 or 3 hours. I'm 78. I'm in overtime. I ain't got time for that stuff. It's saying, oh, ain't that awful? No. There's never been a statue erected to a critic. So I'm sharing with you what I'm doing. Number one, I have certain times that I won't turn my phone off. I just go to bed with my phone. I hadn't even put a ring on it. And I had stopped that. I have certain times that I'm going to turn it on, and certain times I turn it off. When I'm sitting down to eat with my children, when they come to visit me, my phone is off so that I can be present. We have more communication tools than ever before, and we're doing far less communication. I can tell you the number of times where my friends would come over, or my children, and everybody would have their phone on the table and looking at it. No, I said, no. Leave the phone at the door. We're going to be present with each other. That's very important now. Very important for your mental health. Mental health is real. I got a son who's dealing with bipolar schizophrenia. And so it's been challenging. It's been stressful. And I had to learn to say, hey, I don't get to tell a grown man, take your medication. He knows what to do, and if he doesn't do it, what's the saying? Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. I can't change him. The courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Prayer is very important. I'm praying that he finds himself, that he gets to the point. I was calling a guy and said, can you help my son? And he's asked me a key question. He asked, does he have any more run in him? I said, run? What do you mean by that? I said, people who are running in the wrong direction, they have a lot of stamina. He said, the people who you can help are the people who are tired of running and saying, I've had it. I said, no. He's still got a lot of run in him. I hope that there's an interruption that will bring him to himself. Sometimes people have to hit rock bottom. Sometimes God has to break a life in order to save a life. But in the meantime, and in between time, I had to create a ritual for myself. And that is going on a telephone diet. Not looking at my phone several minutes a day. No. Let me be honest with you. Several hours a day. No. Giving excuses. Well, you need to find information about how to get your six-pack. No. No. And you know what? I realized that I was allowing my mind to be a garbage dump because there's so much garbage on there. And so I'm encouraging you, monitor what you are looking at. Nothing can get into our consciousness except through our eyes and our ears. And I've seen a difference in keeping my telephone off. And I know that if something happens in the world, I don't need to see it on my telephone or on television. Somebody will tell me if the world blows up, okay? Here's something else. I have a ritual. I read a minimum of 30 to 40 pages first thing in the morning. Whatever you listen to and read first thing in the morning, the first 20 minutes will affect the spirit of your day. I get up in the morning and I'm encouraging you to do the same thing and get a gratitude list. Write down the things that you are grateful for. And then at the evening time, I write down the things that I want to get out of tomorrow. And so I'm grateful that I'm still here, that I can still speak and tell a story and train people on how to tell their story and how to make a greater impact with their lives. And I'm taking in stuff. I believe you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. And that keeps me actively engaged. I have a schedule for my physical exercise. So I'm working my mind, I'm working my body, and I have a cause. That's something that's bigger than me. See, people who live a long time, not only are they a part of a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships of people that's going in their direction, but here, at Real Success Summit, we're teaching you the tools, the techniques, and strategies, and exposing you to experts that will teach you how not to be intimidated by artificial intelligence, because you are the real thing, but how to leverage artificial intelligence to work for you personally and professionally, and to create more income for yourself. We have the tools now, ladies and gentlemen, that we've never had before. This artificial intelligence thing, it's scary, but it's also inspiring and it's exciting. And anything, you're going to find people who will use it in a very negative, toxic way. There's no question about that. And so I'm asking you, before you put yourself in position to buy into something, do your due diligence. Before you expose your mind to people who just see you as a transaction, do your due diligence. We have a reputation at the Real Success Summit of providing value for people that's changing lives and impacting families in a positive way, helping people to advance their careers, helping people to improve their customer service with their clients, helping people to get more leads, attract more customers, and to grow their revenue. That's what our mission is, and to build communities. And so when you think about where you are now, when you think about what it is, this new chapter in your life, it's very important that you monitor what your intake is. Because this time where we are, we're being polluted by all types of things that's impacting us in a negative way. And we need to look at what we see, what we look at, and what we are focused on, to make sure that there's things that enhance us, that enrich us, that empower us, and that help us to begin to take our lives to the next level. Here's something else: your relationships. This is a time that you have to look at your relationships and ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Am I growing mentally and emotionally and spiritually? Am I becoming a better person? We're being intentional about building relationships with people who are of like minds, people who have goals and dreams, people who are reaching to go higher, people who want to leave a legacy. And a good man leaves a legacy for his children and for his children's children, and creating experiences with family members and friends and have a good time. And so we're looking forward in different areas around the world, and that we'll be coming to your city and having some up close and personal times to have some fun too. When you can make a difference in people's lives and have fun too and make some money too, it doesn't get any better than that. Oh, behave. This is a special place where we are. More millionaires are being created now than ever before in history. And so part of what we must do is keep the main thing. So I want to give some points here. One, focus on what is it that you want to do with your life right now. What does the next chapter look like for you? Focus, because they don't call this the distraction economy for nothing. We're being distracted by all kinds of things. And so you have to take back control of your mind. You have to recondition your thinking and restructure your thoughts and monitor what you're thinking and what you're saying to yourself, and be on top of your new life by creating a new story with your life, with your decisions, because we make decisions and our decisions make us. Here's something else. You got to build your faith. I'm encouraging you to put yourself on a mental diet. I want you to take in watching over and over again, even if you've seen it 100 times. Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. I'm speaking to over 80,000 people. It's possible. That's an audience that I was speaking to in Chicago that millions of people have found it inspiring. Getting unstuck. That's one of the younger Les Brown. I was hungry and I looked like I needed a meal too. And another one called You Deserve. Why? I've seen it. No. It's not just enough to see it. You want to see it and see it and see it until you are manifesting it in every area of your life. I've got a new book called You Gotta Be Hungry. and it's very true that in order to make it, we gotta be hungry, because things have shifted. And when they say, well, over 350 million people will lose their jobs too, artificial intelligence. Well, here at Real Success Summit, we say, no, there's nothing to be intimidated by. We say over 350 million people will now learn the tools and techniques and strategies they need to become an entrepreneur, to be their own boss. We teach you how to bet on you, and we expose you to the leading experts in the area, whether it's real estate, whether it's finance, whatever area that you want to go in. We will present the best of the best in that area, to give you the tools, to expose you to people who have experience and have an achievement track record, to provide the value that you need so that you can make the right decision, so that you are fully equipped and capable of doing the things that you want to do, changing your life, building your relationships, building a network of collaborative, achievement-driven, supported relationships, because as we know, your network determines your net worth, and increasing your skill. You are one skill set from a new life. One skill set. Here's something else. Make a decision that you're going to learn something today that you did not know yesterday. Now, somebody will ask, wait a minute, you're 78 years young. They say 78 years old. No, 78 years young. And here's what I realized. I was reading this study. There's been an increase of Alzheimer's and dementia. And they did this nun study. And they did this study with these nuns in a convent. On one side of the convent, they had no body in that part of the convent that had Alzheimer's or dementia. They said, whoa, that's interesting. Because on the other side of the convent, there was an increase of Alzheimer's and dementia and mental illness and physical illness. And they wanted to know what was the disparity. Here's what they discovered. The people in the side that did not have dementia or Alzheimer's, they were physically engaged in life. They were exercising. They were walking on a regular basis. They even used weights. I'm doing all these things myself. They had positive connections and relationships with people even outside of the convent. They were involved in causes bigger than themselves. They were volunteering their time and energy to focus on things. They were reading on a regular basis. They not only prayed, but they meditated. And that affects your brain as well. I meditate 3 times a day. Here's something else. They were intentional about not allowing themselves to be stressed out. Think about this. There's a book called The University of Success. And in that book, there's something that Og Mandino said, that most people never achieve their goals, including peace of mind, harmony, and joy, because they become sidetracked or stressed out by secondary activity. Stuff that's not their stuff. Whoa. When I read that, it gave me a chill. And I looked at, wait a minute, I was taking on stuff that was my family stuff, my children's stuff, my grandchildren's stuff, my friends' stuff, my employees' stuff. And I also sent a letter around to many of my family members and friends, and I resigned as Mr. ATM. They rejected my resignation letter, but I say that's okay, but don't call me. Y'all figure it out. Because at the end of the day, my goal is not to be a burden to my children or anybody. At the end of the day, my goal is to take care of myself and to die young at an old age. Yes. And to be able to wipe my own behind. My kids ain't gonna do that for me. Kids don't love their parents like we used to love our parents. No, I took care of my mother. I said, you're not going to a nursing home. I got a kid who will write a poem, a rap song about my behind, but he ain't gonna wipe it. I got others that come over and say, oh, poor dad. Oh, this is the violin playing the world's saddest song. No. And as I get older, their mothers get older, and I'm not going to put myself in the position where they say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No, they're going to choose their mother over me. I know this to be true, okay? And so I'm taking care of myself, and I've been doing that a long time. I had a friend years ago who said, take care of the old man in you. And for you young people, you're not going to be young forever. I used to think people in their 40s were old. I said, whoa, what, they're old. Now, I'm 78. Whoa. I feel like I served at the Lord's Supper, but I get some good tips. And so look at, I don't like gray hair at all. My kids say, oh, you look distinguished with your gray hair. Homie, don't play that. And so, you know, this is much gray that y'all gonna see. So I get up in the morning, I say, okay, this got to go. I ain't playing no gray hair up in here. Oh, you look distinguished with your gray hair, Daddy. I ain't trying to look distinguished. I'm trying to look young. Just because I'm 78 don't mean I have to look like I'm 78. I can still get some play at 78. Oh, I'm sharing y'all some beauty secrets up in here. That's a whole other Real Success Summit beauty tip. Yeah. Okay, look at that. That's up to, oh baby, oh behave. Okay, thank you very much. Who does that? I don't know. Here's something else. Have some fun. Not only do you want to focus on your goals and dreams and not have phones to interrupt your phone calls and your broadcasts as you doing your real Zoom calls, but you want to have some fun and avoid allowing yourself to be distracted and getting angry about stuff. Because anger is a wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. And a lot of people are on edge, fighting over road rage or parking spots or toilet paper in the grocery stores. Domestic violence has increased. So having the ritual of listening to positive messages and watching them and reading 30 to 40 pages of something positive every day and exercising and having positive support systems of people that you can communicate with and get professional help if you need it. Because I believe in ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And ask for help and don't stop until you get it. The people at Cancer Centers of America gave me their Cancer Center of America Perseverance Award. And they asked me, how have you been able to do this? 39 years, 4th stage cancer. What do you attribute? You know what I told them? I said, a diagnosis is not a verdict. No. I decided I want to live. My life has some meaning and purpose. And so I just, first of all, worked on my mindset. And every day, several times a day, when people call and say, how you doing? I say, I am cancer-free. I am is very powerful. Don't say anything negative after you say I am. Who shall I say sent me? Tell them I am that I am sent you. I say I am cancer-free, I am debt-free, and I am drama-free. I say that several times a day. Death and life is in the tongue. That's what the Bible says. Death and life is in the tongue. Not life and death, but death and life. Why? Because most people speak death. Watch your words. Even if you're facing a physical challenge, don't say I'm sick. You say, I'm overcoming a health challenge. Don't say I'm broke. Say, I'm overcoming a cash flow challenge. Money cometh real soon. Call forth those things that be not as though they were. Here's something else. Detoxify your life. Not only must we change our mindset, because we got a lot of garbage in our mind and stuff is being pumped into our minds with algorithms that know more about us than we know about ourselves, that can tell what your sexual orientation is just by the movement of your eyes. Come on. This is a different kind of place. We got technology that knows more about us than we know about ourselves. And so, what the Real Success Summit is about is elevating our thinking and expanding our level of self awareness so that we can increase our sense of self approval, so we can begin to know that the best is yet to come. And that when we go through some stuff, and you're going to go through some stuff, my favorite book says, think it not strange that you'll face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might, you will have tribulations. So that you're willing to make the commitment to do what you need to do, to focus, to have faith, to stand on your faith, and to fight for what it is that you want, and to follow through on executing a plan of action to achieve the things that you want to achieve, and asking yourself the question, what kind of person must I become in order to do what I want to do? Because as we say constantly, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. And more important than the goals that you achieve is what you become in the process in pursuing your goals and dreams. There's power in pursuit. And everything that I've faced, life is lived going forward, but we learn by looking back and say, whoa, had I not lost that job, had I not gone through that divorce, had I not gone through that stuff, I wouldn't be the person that I am now. It is very important that you have a perpetual sense of optimism. You know, people who suffer from possibility blindness, they can look at opportunities and all they will see will be the obstacles. But a person who's an optimist, they can look at obstacles and all they will see will be the opportunities. That's what the Real Success Summit is about. It's the mindset. That's very important. The skill set, making a commitment to learn something today that you didn't know yesterday, taking the time to learn, to take notes, and to experiment with your life. Life is an experiment. And decide to live life full, as Dr. Miles Monroe would say, and rob the cemetery of your dreams, of your happiness, of your health, of your joy, of the experiences that you can create for yourself and your family and the people that you care about. It's been said, it's not the number of breaths that we take, but the number of experiences that we can create that take our breath away. And here's something else. Smile. I was talking to a lady today, and she said her husband had a stroke, but she said she admired the fact that he still had his smile. Paralyzed, can't do the things that he once did, but he strengthened what's left. He still smiled. I know a guy named Rabbi Yetzi, and even though he suffered a paralysis that took away his ability to speak, and he can't move, and he's bedridden, he's married, have children. He has learned how to talk through a computer with the movement of his eyes. And I read something by him called Breaking Through the Darkness. And I said, you know what? I ain't got no problems. I remember something that Bishop T.D. Jakes said. He said, if you got a problem that man or money can solve, you ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem. I'm still able to be engaged in life. And as I face each day, I say every day is a good day. If you don't believe it, try missing one. And this journey, this experience that we call life, that life be lifing. Things going to happen to you, things going to happen to me, and things are going to happen to the people that we care about. And when we put ourselves in the experience of life, of learning to stretch and to challenge ourselves, and raising the bar on what we want to get out of life and operating out of the thinking of the play and the movie. Simba, Lion King, you are more than that which you have become. The Real Success Summit is about challenging you and saying to you, you are more than that which you have become. And we're going to be calling on you, and we're going to be promoting my friends. I've got a lot of friends all around the world who have skills and knowledge and wisdom and experiences, and they've achieved some things that can be of value to you, that can help you to take your life on another level, on steroids, that you'll begin to live a life that you dream about and begin to make those dreams become a reality, that you live in such a way that one will say, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. When you are working on your mindset, when you increase your skill set, and when you elevate your relationships. I love the fact that I had this teacher who taught me the value of OQP, only quality people. He said, you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. What? I got all my broke friends out of my life. You know, people say money won't make you happy, but everybody want to find out for themselves. I used to be so broken, I say this often, that I'd walk past a bank and trip the alarm. I'm just teasing, but I'm serious. So I say to you, thank you. Spread the word. Tell everybody about the Real Success Summit. Now more than ever, we need to build and expand a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. This is the time that God is calling on ordinary people to do extraordinary things, to focus on their mindset, to increase their skill set, and to create communities of greatness, collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. This is a golden age. This is our time. This is our moment. You were chosen out of millions of sperms to be here. God had a lot of choices, but he said, I want you, and I want you, and I want you. And yeah, that little crazy one there, Les Brown, Mamie Brown's baby boy, who looking younger because he used mascara to cover his gray. Listen, my friends are hungry to talk to you, to share their knowledge and expertise. Spread the word. Don't just take it in for yourself. Get a team of people that's going in the direction of where you're going, and share the goodness, share the blessings, share the love, share the wealth, share the happiness and the special moments. You have something special. You've got greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye for now.
All right. Who here is feeling fired up? Go ahead, drop Mr. Les Brown some love in the chat. I want to see some heart emojis, some